Alright boys, we should be live, I hope. Once again I need your confirmation in the live chat if we are or not, and then we can just go straight into it. So yeah, today's Tech Tree Showcase, T-62A. As I found out, it's actually that the STB we did, it was the first one we did. So 62A it is. And yeah, so we're gonna do the 62A again, starting from the A20 up to the 62A. The tech tree itself is quite simple. It starts from here, you go straight here, or you take the light tank route and go to here. And actually we should show you both tanks, both routes, so one tank per tier. So let me actually quickly set that up because I forgot to do it. But for the 6, T6, 7 and 8 I will just show one tank each. Else the stream is gonna just be way too long, so I hope you're gonna be fine with that. But yeah, hope you're all having a good day. This is my second stream today. I streamed the tournament room training room earlier in case you want to check that out. And then because I'm streaming now, or the reason I'm streaming now the Tech Tree Showcase is because we're gonna have a tournament stream later tonight. We're gonna ending off group 1. It's gonna be a very interesting matchup, and yeah, so just hoping everything will go fine there. Let me just alright. So as I said, you can go both over the lights or the mediums from 6 to 8 upwards. I'll play both lights and mediums once from those tier ranges. And yeah, let's just quickly mark them off as well. And then we can just go straight ahead and play, right? Yeah, replay of the week is out, I know. I scheduled it for 15 o'clock. Alright, so let's start. And the line starts with the A20. A weird tank that has been buffed and nerfed multiple times. I really hate this tank a lot. You also see that in my ammo loadout, quite a lot of heat because the penetration is really poor. Like 78 is not that great. Sumo, that's quite nice. Hey there, Razor. Hey Proudly, hey Iron, hey Dark. Forgot to say that. Let me just make the live chat on. And let's also actually make a small tag here. Because I forgot to do that. 1 second. One really quick second. I forgot to give out the replay of the week winner roll as well. Alright, so yeah. A20, bad tank, big gun, got changed a lot. Is bad again. And yeah, has some okay mobility, a bit of armor frontally, quite nicely angled. Yeah, let's just jump into it without talking too much about the tank. Yeah, remember my A20 video that I did ages ago, where I penned every single T10 tank out at the time with the A20 HE, even the 3 German super heavies? That was insane. That was just insane. I think Wargaming made a typo when they did that. Yeah, it had 105 HE mm. You can just check on my channel, just search for A20. You should find the video quite easily. It's quite old. Doesn't have too many views. And the audio is also quite fucked. So maybe just watch it without the audio instead. Proudly, in fact, it's higher than most HEs on tier 10 if you exclude the British ones. In terms of pen. Because that is hash. Generally. Oh yeah, Raze, I forgot. Sorry, I didn't have time to. The training room stream went a bit longer than I thought. I will figure it out, Razor. I won't forget it. Especially as I have a reminder set. So yeah, A20 is pretty meh at this point. They wanted the pen, are you sure? I mean, this gun sucks. I'd rather have the T-34 gun, the quick firing on this, but sadly it's not available. I think they removed it with the 5.5 patch. So Mo, you can't get a press account just like that. I'm also not allowed to give any information out anyway. So please don't ask. I think I put a little bit too much heat into this tank. I think I did. I don't think he let you win, he just was on lower hit points. So he had no chance. At least I got validated with my thought process that this thing has too low amounts of an AP pen, so that you need quite a bit of heat. But I would recommend to use as much heat and the low amount of AP that I took. Probably will need like at least 15 APs. I played the M103 recently. It's one of the tanks I need to grind, Algae. So yeah. Play him with HE if we need to. We did need to. Alright, there we go. Actually have a pretty good game. Oh, they penned that even. Didn't think I would, but I actually did. I'm impressed. Oh damn, we got an ace out of that. The M103 is fine, Algae. It's not that bad. Pretty good game. Didn't realize we did that well. I mean, I take it. So yeah. Solid tank, I guess. Not the greatest, but it's playable. Guess we don't need to do a second game as we just did an ace, so yeah, here's where the line starts to get interesting. From the A20 you split, but we go to the 34 where the mediums start. And one thing already before we start, never take this gun. Never. It just gives you massive drawbacks. Always take this. Anyway, let me just save the replay as well before we might want to do it. Just in case. So yeah, always take the upper gun. It's way better. You have solid aim time. It's actually quite bad looking at the number here, but it's not accurate. Your DPM is pretty good. Your reload time is drastically reduced due to the changes they made in low tier, but it's still alright. 112 pen is really good. Your APCR is also pretty decent for the tier. Your HE is miserable, so you don't need it a lot. Damage is pretty good. 8 degrees of gun depression is nice. Your turret is quite solid as well, actually, and you got some pretty decent speed. And something you can do with this tank is side scrape, which is quite fun. I don't quite know, the side armor is 50. So anything you meet can't overmatch you, other than a KV2, I think, but he will just decimate you anyway. So you can side scrape against anything as long as you have the angle correct and they don't shoot your front. You should be good to go. And of course you gotta have the right angle, right? But yeah, pretty good tank, still a pretty normal setup. Let's just jump right into it. Hey Rollerman, hey Duka. Are they playing M103? I think there's either already out yeah, there's a highlight out of it, Algie. I think it's Nice Curry or something. But I made a highlight with the M103 when I had a game on stream. You can just check that out. Chinese T-34, I don't know. It has less gun depression, I think, than this one. I could be wrong, of course, but I think if I remember correctly, it had more. Or, well, less in that sense. Alright, so Himmelsdorf, pretty good. We can do some side scraping here. Nice, there's no high caliber tank as well. The 82 is gonna be a bit of a pain, and the T14. Because the aim time on this tank is not the greatest. Alright, Dark, I will try to. But yeah, no one here, so let's play aggressively. Oh, and there is someone. And if you wiggle, or just generally try to side scrape, you can bounce some stuff. As you can see right here, with the perfect example of side scraping. Of course, you have to be a bit careful if you side scrape around those corners, because your cupola is exposed. If you side scrape around the other side, it's gonna be easier because of the cupolas more hidden. But yeah, pretty good tank, as you were able to see. We already bounced quite a bit of damage. That was a bad shot. I was gonna try to side scrape, as you're able to see. Always going out at an angle. You can do that really well. It's another one of those tanks where you could learn to side scrape with if you don't want to go too high. Of course, the best in tier 5 is still the KV1 to do that in terms of side scraping. But yeah, if you don't have a KV1 and have this tank instead, and you want to learn side scraping, this is the way to go, basically. It also learns you the way of medium tanks quite a bit. If you, of course, want to learn it. If you already do, then there's no need, of course. Yeah, as you were able to see, we already blocked 600 damage. We could have been dead if we didn't block those, so that's some pretty solid armor right there. And pretty good game. Really, Aldi? I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong, but if you say it's right, then good job on me, I guess. I'm just reading it as it says, basically. Yeah. T-34, great tank. Let's do a second game. Permanent enrichment currently with the oh, come on, what is the word? With the discount is like 3,400, I think. Which is pretty good actually. It's basically the price of a tier 6 premium tank. But it's a Hellcat. But yeah. Let's see. Can do some hold down here. We could side scrape in the city if we wanted to. I feel like this spot is more important though. Especially as no one really on the team is going here. Alright, let's progress forward. Or not do that. Cupola is going to be an issue, as you see. He was pretty easily able to see it and shoot it as well. Time we bounced, not sure where. Let's see where it was. I mean, you also have quite a large gun mantlet, so as long as you don't sit stationary and just keep rocking back and forth, you can bounce the occasional shot. And the worse your enemy, the more bounces you will get. Of course, don't try to over angle as well, else they're just gonna pin you in the side. And as you can see, I'm a bit too far outside for that Excelsior, so was able to pin me. There's the BDR. Yep, and we are getting some bounces here. As you can see, this is the perfect example of side scraping. And this tank can teach it to you very well. This Excelsior is good though, so he's shooting my front hull instead of my side armor. Except for that one. And we can shoot twice whilst he can shoot once, so unless he max rolls, we can kill him. There's the enemy T-34 not looking, and GG! Pretty good game. Especially the side scraping. Using that rock really nicely. Steel wall. Yes, GG. I think I showed the tank pretty well. So yeah, that was fun. And now looking at the tech tree, there is 2 ways you can go, 3 actually, but we're not looking at that line. You could either go medium until tier 8 or straight through with medium tanks and stick there. But we're gonna go with the MT25 first, then play the 38, 34, 85, and so on. So the MT25 light tank here, not a lot of armor, can bounce some stuff frontally though. The gun is pretty good. Accuracy is not too bad. And your reload time of the magazine is also pretty solid. You have 4 shots in the drum. You put them out in like 2 seconds basically from the first shot. You have 360 alpha per clip. If you're HE, of course more, even though you're never really gonna shoot HE in this tank. 6 degrees of gun depression is meh, but it's okay, so you lose on gun depression. You're gonna lose more, by the way. 1700 DPM is okay. There's also this gun, but it's basically just like on the 34. Don't use it. Go for this instead. So yeah. Let's go ahead and into this tank. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, this is a 4 clip, so make sure your ammo is dividable by 4. Just in case, you know. I don't think this is particular. No, wait, it is. Yeah, Duka. If that is the case, that a line splits and diverges into a gather, then I do both. But then only one tank per split, or one game per split in the tank. How do I clip a part of a replay? You start the replay, you use a recording software, and then you end the recording, and then you have your part. There's no way to really do that in replays. Like to convert them itself, you have to do it manually. I haven't checked the ammo price on the MT. So, yeah. Also on this tank, by the way, loadout is pretty standard. Low tier doesn't really matter too much with loadouts. And I wouldn't recommend using calibrated. It doesn't really do a lot. Calibrated overall doesn't do a lot in low tiers, so I always recommend to go for more DPM. That's always helpful. We're gonna be very aggressive. Spot no one, so we are more aggressive. Until we spot something. There we go. Spotted some mediums. Pre-aimed. There we go, that's a full clip. And we already lost half of our hit points. Pretty much exactly that. So that's not all too well, but we've pretty much spotted all of the enemies. To be really careful with how we position our tank now. And how we get rushed / pushed. For example, by an M4. We do not really want to get rammed, but we can't avoid it, and we're gonna die. Unless we get some support. Anniversary is out. 2's still there. The 82 is gonna be a pain as well to deal with. Oh, it seems to be doable. I can take a shot if I need to. Never mind. There was no use of me taking that shot. KV1 is there, let's be careful. KV2 is there, STRV is there, we can't clip him. We have 360, he has 430. Alright, he's now in the clippable range, so let's push straight onto him. KV2 won't be able to snap me like that. Let's reload. I'll just do OBS, it's pretty easy to use. That's what I'm also using. There we go, he's out. And let's push straight on further. Onto the last enemy, and if we are lucky and he's using the big gun, we're gonna get there before he's reloaded. And he is using the big gun. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots. He was reloaded. But the mobility on this tank is pretty solid, so we were able to clear him. GG! Hey Pigeon. So 2k damage, we played it very aggressively. We had to be careful because we could have died any moment, because we were really fucking aggressive. But yeah, it's a good tank, worth a pickup. Pretty solid for tier 6, learns you scout basics and autoloaders. Hey nope. And yeah, pretty good. Let's go with the 3485 next. This is when you don't want to split and just stick with mediums. One of my favorites, a tier 6 actually. Not the favorite of course, but it's a pretty good tank. The gun is great, good aim time. Average accuracy, DPM is pretty similar to the MT. Reload is 7 seconds, 144, AP pen is pretty standard. As well as the premium, so pen is nothing you have to worry about all too much. You have a 200 alpha damage gun, which is pretty solid. You can trade well with other tier 6 mediums. 7 degrees of gun depression is also not half bad. You have some turret armor. Your gun mantlet is also quite large. You have some solid mobility. Loadout is pretty standard once again. And once again, with this tank, I don't know how much side armor you have. 45. So you have less than the T-34 in terms of, so you can't side scrape as well. But your turret is stronger and your cupola is smaller, so it's pretty easy. But yeah, let's just go ahead and play for one. Hey there, Layla, how you doing? Are you better? Oh, Duca, there has to be more, mate. Let me show you how to play. So, as I said, 3485 is a great tank. If you're grinding or just want to learn a bit more medium play. This is probably the most basic, good medium you can go for. The one I called most average is the Cheeto, which is pretty much true. It doesn't have any strength. This tank is a bit different. Even though it's the most beginner-friendly medium at T6, I would say. It can teach you a lot. Side scraping, hold down, trading, and usage of DPM as well. It's a pretty good tank overall. So very beginner-friendly in that way. You have to be careful though. 7 degrees is a really weird benchmark. But your upper plate can bounce a bit. But SU has pretty much the same gun as we do, so we want to be careful. Basically 3485 without a turret. The 85, by the way, standing for an 85mm that the tank is running. That's why it's 200 alpha damage. And not 225 or 220. 220 is for Germans with their 88mm. 200 is for 85mm. And 225 is for 90mm. In case anyone ever gets confused with all of those numbers. There we go. We should be able to live him just because he took a shot more than we did. Or we can take an extra shot. I don't know the reload of the anniversary. I haven't played it yet. But as he missed, we're gonna get him anyway. Totally for free. There's still another anniversary. As he misses. Just gonna use auto aim here. No need to manually aim. Pick him up as well. I'm gonna be careful with our hit points. So we're gonna try to drag him out as much as we can. Not too far. There's still an ARL around. Put one more in. The turret is gonna bounce some stuff, as you can see right there. Want to use the anniversary as a hold down tank and cover. Side scrape. There we go. We side scrape. Worked out. Get him killed. Pretty good game, pretty good fight on this side as well. Shows that if you can play this tank well, it's probably one of the best tier 6 mediums out there, in my opinion. And we pretty much showed that perfectly. Just 2k damage and 4 kills on one flank alone is a pretty good result that really not a lot of other mediums could have pulled off. I know that there's a victory, but that's a premium and we're not going to be talking about it. So yeah. 3485, an amazing tank. And can learn you a lot of stuff. He's Amarak, we might be able to blow him up. Nope, not gonna be able to. Get him to be ammo. Have a 10 damaging. GG. Hey Andreas, K Gaming. What's in the chat? Nah, Layla, the victory has some different stats. I think they're even better in some areas. But yeah. Pretty good game. Nice ace there. Duca, I hope that was it Duca who said it? Yeah, Duka, I hope that game helped you with playing this tank. I think I showed well how to play it and what this tank can perform. And yeah, that's our second ace for today. So yeah, pretty solid tank. Let's move on to the follow-up of the 3485, which is the T-43. Pretty similar to the 3485. One thing I have to mention though is just by the looks alone, your tank is way more forward in this tank than in the 34. As you can see, you still have some hold space. Here that is very sharp and quite tiny. So peeking around corners is easier. You can shoot your enemy star earlier. Just a quick mention there. Stat-wise, this tank is pretty good. You still have that 85mm. It's exactly the same as the one on the 34. If we just make it like this. The only thing that is different is you drop some aim time, get an accuracy more, and hell more DPM. It's just mad how much DPM this thing has. 4.6 seconds reload is insanity with 2.6 DPM. Pretty good. Accuracy is the same. Aim time is a bit longer, but not a lot. Pen values is the same, so you're gonna struggle a lot against T8s. And yeah, mobility is comparable to the 84. Armor is not as good, I think. Not a lot of it. The turret is quite strong. You have a good gun mantlet. The turret, the frontal armor angled can be quite nice. You can side scrape a little bit, not too much. And yeah, let's just move straight into it. Proudly, I didn't just try it, I succeeded. Alright, so let's see how we can do here. Plan is to go to the corner. 8 degrees of gun depression is really good. I mean, I don't have a tier 7 medium, so I might actually just play here and just decimate with DPM, maybe even down here. Let's go here. Show the DPM. There's only maximum 2 that can go here. 2 on my team are already going corner. One of which is a tier 7, so we should be pretty strong on this side, even though we have 3 people in the city. There we go, there's a VK. Let's just straight up push him. That SU is gonna be dangerous, so let's be careful. Let's angle up our armor a bit. VK has great pendo, so we're not gonna bounce a whole lot. But if he shoots the tracks, of course, that is still gonna happen. Still pens us anyway. Let's clear him. And yeah, we basically just took 2 shots of damage for an entire tier 6 light tank. The SU has the 122, so it's even more dangerous to us than if he had the 152. Because of the DPM that tank has with the gun. Trying to side scrape as much as I can right now. Actually works out surprisingly well. Let's put one more free shot into him. Now on a 1 shot. Should be able to clear him. Don't really want to use him as a cover, but if he plays like this, then I will probably have to. And yeah, it's pretty much already it for this game. There's just those 2 heavies here left. Not gonna be really able to bounce anything from the Tiger if he shoots us. The pen on that thing is pretty solid. Might be able to clear the KV2 though at least. 144mm is gonna struggle a bit. Up tanks, by the way. So yeah, once again, pretty good result. I think we did quite a bit of damage here. 2.5 is nice. Yeah, that's the KV2. Not the KV2, the T-43 for you. Just play it a bit aggressively. Be careful about your penetration values, as it's not the greatest. And yeah, just let the farming commence, basically. You have a lot of DPM, so better use it. yeah, pretty okay. First class here, not quite the ace. But again, you just played like a 3485 with your turret a bit more in the front, so it's easier to shoot around corners. Great DPM, solid and hold down. What more can I say? Great tank. And now to the light version of this tank, which pretty much looks similar. LTDB, more light-ish. Can use two different guns, as we're gonna just play one per split up. I'm not gonna show both guns. I'm gonna use this one. But let's go over the stats anyway. So you have this gun here, which is also an 85mm. It's actually the exact same that we have on the 3485 and on the MT43. It's better in pen on premium than the damage than the long one, but that doesn't matter to us. You lose out on some penetration, but it's not a lot, and you get 3 degrees of extra gun depression. So if you want gun depression really badly, you should probably go for this gun instead. I'm gonna go for this one anyways. It just, I don't know, it feels wrong for me not to play the top one. But if you want more flexibility, go for this gun instead. But you will lose out on DPM, it's just 1 shot per minute though. So yeah, we're gonna be playing this gun. Loadout again, still pretty standard, and let's jump into it. I'm gonna use the 8 degrees gun now. I use this gun to play and grind this tank, it just feels right. I want to maximize my damage output, so I will play this gun. If you of course don't really need DPM all too much, it's just 1 extra shot, you should go for the other one. I do recommend that more. But in general, I would go for this personally. So we're gonna be very aggressive here. I actually didn't talk all too much about the rest of the stats of this tank. You're really speedy. Like really freaking fast. You have some really strong frontal armor. Like it's sloped pretty well. And even without the sloping, it's pretty strong already. So you're starting to get some more armor, which will continue the trend with the lightweight as well. So it gives you a good view on how the armor will be like, somewhat at least. We're not going to be bouncing all too much here, as I'm not playing to show armor, but more the tank itself. And this is basically how you play this tank. You annoy people, most likely use auto aim, and because it's easier to handle with the speed of the tank. But there's everyone here, so I can't freely maneuver. Not sure as to why everyone is up here. Pretty rare occasion. Make my life a hell lot easier. They weren't. Okay, got one-shotted. He's a bad player. You can also ram with this thing. I wouldn't recommend it. Jesus Christ, that was way more damage than I expected to. You might want to consider using the ramming equipment if you want to ram with this tank. I just noticed that I definitely won't ram with this tank ever again, other than if it's a Hellcat or a light medium like that. This tank also is often played in combination with a Dracula in terms of mobility. Those are pretty raw or pretty similar, but yeah. Nice tank in general. Pretty solid round we had as well. Don't know how we managed to stay alive throughout this madness, but we did it. We didn't really need the gun depression all too much, as you were able to see. So yeah. You can use either gun. I prefer this one personally. If you're not as good as a player, no offense there, then I would recommend using the other gun. Going to the last split off on this line is T-44 and the lightweight, and let's start with the lightweight. Makes more sense chronologically. In terms of the gun, it has an amazing gun, by the way. I love this tank so much. 3.4 seconds aim time is okay, dispersion is okay, DPM is okay, 7.2 seconds reload is Hellcat reload for me. Pretty standard. Russian Alpha penetration, 175. 235 is pretty good for premium. 280, 240, 350, pretty standard. 5 degrees of gun depression. You don't have a stock turret, that is really good. Turret is great on this tank. Overall, the armor in general, pretty strong. Some really good mobility, 69 forward, nice. And 20 backwards is great. And yeah, just to show you that I really like this tank. By the way, these stats are like that because I trolled around with the 122mm. But yeah, I like this tank a bit. But just a bit, you know. And yeah, loadout is pretty standard. I would recommend using a bit more APCR maybe, if you can't aim at weak points that well. And let's go straight into it. Emperor, they want to play what they want. Leave them with their opinion. Welcome back, Razor. So yeah, this tank is a fan favorite for me. Will probably get it back on my main account once I'm finished with grinding. Because my god, is this thing amazing. I also loved to play this on PC. I have like 700 battles in this thing. It's a great light tank. A really strong damage dealer as well. It's so good. Even with the introduction of the British lights, this tank can still perform. We're gonna be quite aggressive here. Not gonna shoot just yet. I want to spot 1 or 2 more tanks. There we go. Nice. Can't HE him. So let's use AP. And the good thing about this tank, or I don't know, I don't want to say good, but the nice thing on this tank is it has 5 degrees of gun depression, which is pretty much the standard for Russian tanks. So it's not going to be hard to deal with, in generally speaking. Like, you have 5 degrees on a lot of tanks. Can't give you any examples right now because I'm thinking too much at the same time. But 5 degrees gives you a pretty good average, and more of a feel again on the Russian gun depression. Of course, this is gonna get better with the later tanks. But the 54 that comes after this also has 5, which this one is, it really is a light T-54, as the name suggests as well. You have less armor, less alpha. So I think I like this gun more, T for T. And just in general, this tank is also quicker, because of course you don't have the amount of armor, so you are lighter in general. You can pack a quicker engine. It's just a great tank. Really like it. It doesn't matter, Emperor, if it's a joke or not. I just want to give people their freedom as much as I can in chat. And even if it isn't a joke, if it sounds insulting to some people, then I will have to stop that. Also, we bounced the heat there on the upper plate, which is another strong suit of this tank. The upper plate is great. If you angle it and hold down, it becomes really amazing. And you can bully T-49s. Even though he seems to be AFK, so we're just gonna be farming him. There goes the farming process. I just shot the same spot twice, HE, making that a hell lot of easier. And we're gonna be side scraping here on that CM. As long as he doesn't see our cheeks, we should be pretty good to go. I'm gonna be playing around at this corpse here. Really nice game. Yeah, he has the lower ground nose. And as I am higher, he can of course see my cheeks now, so we want to maybe go closer and side hug him. Some more damage. And GG. again, pretty good game. Another first class. I think this is probably the best trade to showcase we had so far. I think 2 aces, 3 first classes. Pretty good. I would say for myself, pretty good. I do like the tank. I definitely recommend going for it, even if you play for over the 44. Definitely a tank you don't want to miss playing. Going to the more heavier version, and the end of the medium tank split off that we have in the tech tree, the T-44. Also features a 100mm gun with more reload, 7.6 seconds instead of the 7.2. Meaning you have less DPM, but your gun is more accurate. You have more aim time, not sure as to why. Your pen is exactly the same as well as your average. You have 2 degrees more gun depression. Your mobility is of course lower. As a light, obviously. You also have more armor on this tank, frontally, and especially in the turret and in the hull. So yeah. You basically play this like a lightweight. You just aren't as quick and have more armor to work with. You're also more flexible as you have 7 degrees of gun depression. And yeah. Let's jump into it. Also, my loadout again in this tank is pretty standard, like gun rammer, gun length drive, and stuff like that. I can't remember the name of the equipment. I really can't be bothered to do that. I don't use too much premium ammo in these tanks. If you know how to aim, it's not as necessary. I want to maximize my DPM as much as I can, so premium is not something I take a lot of. Should have probably looked more to what the team is doing before I moved here. Also, the gun mantlet on this thing is quite nice. You have no cupola as well. The first in the line that has none. Though the follow-up has one again, so that makes no sense. But the turret is pretty neat. Definitely a nice tank. Playing here and there. 40 does not have the derp gun, so he's more dangerous in this sense. There's the SU though. So we want to stay a bit lower down. Give fire support where we can. And just don't get pushed, basically. That's the plan for this match. Not getting pushed. And we've done that pretty successfully so far. It's only really the SU here now, I think. Side scrape out. I don't know where he went. Oh, he's over there as well. We should be showing some more aggression here on the bridge. There's the SU. Let's hold down. 7 degrees of gun depression is going to work nicely here. We're losing some frames, so it's going to be harder to shoot. SU, but SU'd. Because derp guns. No problem there. No APCR needed. Just a bit better aiming. Another AP. We're low rolling quite a bit right now, which is a bit unfortunate. We have 280 alpha, but we keep rolling for 240 and stuff. Oh, they have double Dracula. That's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with. Oh, I should have just shot the other one. Come on, ram into me. Thank you very much. And the team wasn't as supportive, so this was not as good of a game. Hey, Alien? I don't know. Tell me which one is more correct. Don't want to butcher your name too much. And not offend you with it, in case I do pronounce it wrong. Hey, Shodai. Yeah, they do low roll quite a bit. So not as good of a game. Our first loss actually, I think. But yeah, we still had a good result. This tank can perform. It just is a bit harder, in my opinion, than with a lightweight, as you don't have the mobility. As you drop armor for speed by pretty much. But yeah, let's go to the T-54 and a tank with another gun choice that is important for players. And let's start with that. So, let's start with the gun that more people use. You have 3.3 seconds aim time, 2.8 DPM, 6.6 seconds reload if you use gun rammer. If you don't, you have... how much is that? That's 6.8, so there's not a lot of a difference. And your standard penetration is 201. Oh wait, no. With this gun 219 and 310. It's just 100mm. 270 heat is really bad. And you have 5 degrees of gun depression. I, on the other hand, use this tank, this gun. 311 accuracy, 6.3 seconds reload, so more DPM. I think better aim time as well. No, you have more aim time. You have less pen, of course, on your AP. Heat is the same. Here is everything the same, 5 degrees. The reason I use this and not the one with more penetration is because I like having the DPM. If you have the ability to aim at weak spots, you also don't need to use calibrated, but rather than that, I go with full DPM on this tank. Some people go with the other gun, so this one and calibrated because they need to. I would recommend you going with this gun and gun rammer. And once you're better, this gun with calibrated, and if you're really good, this gun with gun rammer. Let's give ourselves some ammo loadout here. There we go, this should do fine. And yeah, once again, pretty standard loadout here. I'm not going with extra armor, I don't see the point. And let's jump into it. Hey there, Ting. Also, don't think I've said hi, but hi, entity. My god, that was a lot of talking in a short period of time. Now my throat hurts a little bit. So we're gonna be going in the middle there. I don't really see too much of a point of going up. Especially when they have a Type 61. I think it's just gonna murder me if he knows what he's doing. We also have one tier 9 heavy tank less, so I want to give my support here. And as we can see, everyone else on the enemy team is also coming this side, so that's pretty good. And let's have the DPM go shine. Let's focus on the ISU first. It's TD with a pretty dangerous gun. Basically a tier 9 TD, or tier 9 gun with a tier, even a tier 10 gun. But on a tier 8 hull. Let's get him quickly. One nice max down to the type. E1 is getting absolutely shreked. And as you can see so far, we don't need pen as long as we know to aim. Or just choose our position wisely. It's also detriments on how much pen you need. You should be able to not need to. We will need heat for some tier 9 heavies, that's obvious. As 201 AP pen is not the greatest, of course. That was my driving mistake. I should have had him in the bag. We'll have him now. There we go. Gonna be hold downing some more here against the E75. Bounced on us, so let's push straight up in. We missed that shot thanks for FPS losses. We hit that one, and yeah, that's it. That's how you play a T-54 in a more of a supporting role. That was a bad shot. I thought I aimed that lower. Still got him. GG. What cam was that? That's the legendary. Yeah, pretty good result. 3.2k damage, nothing too out of the ordinary, as you were able to see. We did bounce some shots, but we missed most of those anyway. So yeah, pretty nice game. Let's do a second one. Legendary under 140. I don't know the name of it. Terror. It was Terror. I do know the name. I'm just an idiot. Alpenstadt. 154 to fight with the rest is heavy tanks and 1 light and of TDs. So let's be aggressively on this side. I want to put some real aggression here together with that 301. So let's be aggressive. Just like the 301 is. That's really nice. I like that. We're just gonna be not stopping here. I'm just gonna straight up push on this 3090 now. Also, what I would recommend you to do is find something that is quite high and where you can put your tank on and just like make your hull higher so that you have more gun depression. That's a little trick you can do if you are missing that. That's it for the FV. There's an SU that is really fucking dangerous. I need to get my ass out of here. Okay, I'm gonna die here. I didn't expect the SU to be here, so that's very unfortunate. Thought we would just be 2-on-2. But they had support, we didn't, so that game is over. Free experience later. So yeah, that was a bit of a gamble. The gamble didn't pay off, so we got punished. And now to the 62A, and it's really ugly legendary. Don't know why I have it on actually. But yeah, pretty strong tank in and of itself. You got one of the best accuracies in game. Pretty good DPM, 3.3k, 5.6 seconds reload, 260 pen, 330 heat, with calibrated of course that is. 7 degrees of gun depression, turret is quite okay, speed is okay. Your cheeks are weak points, and you have a cupola. Your upper is pretty strong, quite nice angle. And the loadout is how I use it. Calibrated, because your heat is not free. 300 heat is shit. You wanna have 330. I go for supercharge as the standard ammo's APCR. And then vert stabs. I don't need this. This is better. You could also go for this to absolutely maximize. Actually, let's go with this. Snapshotting makes this easier. Defense system, and then the normal stuff. And yeah, let's jump into it. Nice, I just dropped my pen. Feels bad. Alright. Go ahead and do this. And do stuff like that. Layla, that does exist. Those are just attachments for us. In that sense. Oh, look how he's try-harding to shoot a rocket. Be careful not to shoot too much of my side, because he can hash it. sure as to where the Sheridan is. Never mind, there he is. Got punished for my curiosity. That FE is very aggressive, I didn't see him. I am gonna get pushed. What do you think was gonna happen, Sheridan? Alright, nice support from the FV here as well. Let's just straight up push in. Alright, auto aim is all we need. Oh, I didn't mean to do. Should be able to track him into damage. Yep, angle is good enough. Side scrape here. Can. Just keep him tracked. I wanted to keep him tracked, but it didn't work. And GG. Pretty good first game. Not too bad. I know, Layla, but it's comparable to styles. Yeah, that was our first game. We lost to 54. As I said, we put a gamble on. The FV didn't do all too much, so we lost the gamble. Yeah, pretty strong tank. Let's play second. And finish off this tech showcase very quickly, with just an hour right now. But some really good games, some really quick games as well. The 140 as well? No, it's a 62A tech to showcase. Not the 140. I know it's pointless to make the same line and play again from 4 to 9, but still. It's a different showcase. But the T10 is different. Also, Layla, I prefer to have them in different streams. Each line itself with a tier 10 on top. It just makes it easier for people to find. I'll also soon make a playlist with this. And probably thumbnails, but I still need to find an idea. And also, I'm not gonna do the 140 as we might see changes in the low tiers. Like from 4 to 9 of this line, so I'd rather have a backup to not have to redo this line in general, if that makes any sense. I'm basically saving up for in case there's ever a nerf patch, something happening that it will affect the 140 line, so that I can then make it into a Tech Tree showcase as well. Thanks T-54, that was needed. Also something you will have to keep in mind with this line, I just remembered. Your fuel tanks, you're gonna burn a lot because the fuel tanks sit right in the middle of your tank. In the hole. Like frontally, that's here. Also for the 140, but I think it burns a bit quicker. Come on, react. Thank you. Hey Fig, hey Roy. You're coming in a bit at the end of the stream. We're just finishing off this Tech 2 showcase. Oh, that wasn't planned. Whatever. Can't do much to me anyway. Oh, we're out of HE anyway. Nice. GG to me. Actually, I'm not gonna save you. I need that damage myself. There we go. 3k. GG. Could make more money. I'm not looking after the money entity. It's just preserving, basically. So yeah, pretty good tank, pretty good line. Starts off with some side scraping aggressive monsters with the 34 this thing and this thing, even possibly this, then some hold down tanks, some lights in between, and then these are also pretty much hold down / aggressive side scraping. And yeah, oh my throat doesn't feel right. So let's just go ahead, prepare the next tech tree showcase, and put your lines in the chat. What do you want to see next? Either write the tier 10 or the line to it in the chat. To give a quick recap, we have done the let me just go through the poll. We've done the STB1, the WZ121, the T110E3, the Progetto 65, the Object 263. We have done the Death Star, the what did we do here? The Yak Panzer E100, E50M was last week, and for this week we did the 62A. So put me your lines in the chat. British heavy tanks, yeah, they're pretty much in there every week, but they're never voted for. The mouse. German heavy tanks. Algae, don't ask like that. I'm just putting it into a poll and then you guys decide. I do not decide anything. British medium tanks. B2. No, I can't type. Uh, 50V, sure, we could do that. French heavy tanks. AMX B. And for the last line, we will do the T125. So there's a 4 to 5. So the chance of getting a heavy line for this next week is gonna be 4 to 5, or 4 out of 5, 4 to 1. Let's say 4 to, because we have 5 heavies now with the 215B, Mouse, 50B, and E5, and 1 medium tank. GG boys. American heavy tanks, T110 E5, and the poll starts now. Let me just quickly add the reactions to it. 3 and 5, and yeah, this has pretty much been it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you all again later, as we will stream the last day of the Group 1 stage. See ya.